Your favorite, Rick
Who?
Rick Boogs. Real name, and quite frankly, I love his surname, Eric Bugenhagen, which is just a fantastic surname. I love it.
Boogan Harvin.
Hagen, a former
Oh.
college wrestler at the University of Wisconsin, NCAA tournaments and stuff like that, and power lifter, and gets into WWE in 2017 and on the main roster in
Hmm.
2021. In fact, well, I can continue afterwards. But anyway, of all the people who got fired, Rick Boogs was the one who raised, I won't say ire, but raised your eyebrows the most, or maybe even the least, actually, I suppose. What did you post about Rick?
I forgot what it was, but he was acting all mad and pissed off, and I didn't see it. Pro wrestling has pro in front of it for a reason. It's a job. And if you're going to get all pissed off and saying, well, there was a conspiracy, you talking about conspiracy?
Mm.
He said there was somebody who didn't like him and that they wanted to get rid of him because Vince liked him. Vince liked him because of the body and all that kind of stuff. But he said as soon as Vince out of power, then and he blames Vince going out of power as ruining his career. Well, I think that was a little bit dramatic. I don't think I think why he lost his job is because not because somebody didn't like him. I think somebody just didn't like what he added, which he didn't add that much. But he did. He had a hell of a body, but again, there was no downside to him to me.
Upside.
See, because they didn't. Well, either way, upside or downside, he stayed the middle anyway. It didn't matter. If they'd have done my gimmick with him, yes, with him and Ezekiel playing the guitars together, that may have been a different story. But they didn't. So, and I think a lot of people got kind of teed off at me about that.
Well, let me
But
read.
it's hell. It's just an opinion. It's just my opinion. Calm down, people. Down.
Let me say what you said. I'll give you a quote, and then I've got Boogs' comments as well. Dr. Dutch just read where Rick Boogs blames his release from WWE due to a backstage political power play. I blame it on lack of talent. Boogs now is being considered for an on-screen spokesman for Insomnia. Take 2 pills and watch a Boogs match 8 hours easy at WSI_YouTube.
See, that's good marketing.
Mm.
If you can't sleep, they say take these 2 pills, pop in a Boogs match. About 5 to 10 minutes later, you're gone. You're gone for 10 hours, 8 hours anyway. So I thought that was good marketing. And a lot of people said, "Oh, why are you happy because somebody loses their job?" No, wrestling is not a job like a regular job. It's not. I hate to tell people that, but it's not. And here's a guy probably making. What do you think he's making? He was making.
I'd shudder to even have a go. I mean, obviously 6 figures, but I don't know. 300,000? Who knows? 250, 350? I don't know.
Okay. Well, and guess how many tickets he sold? Probably
Go on.
0.
Mm-hmm.
He was just in the group, and he was being paid off that.
I've got a couple of things to sort of bring up to you. I've got the quotes from Rick Boogs here. I'll read them in a minute. But as I looked, okay, there's 2 things. One, I think you watched the WrestleMania along with me the year before. Or maybe not, actually. You watched this year's. Forget it. Anyway, he managed to do... His old thing was like, you got someone on his shoulders, and then you do like a front lunge, and then step up again. You know, that sort of like John Cena, look how strong I am kind of thing before you do the move. You know, like John Cena really, pick up Big Show or something like that. And then at the WrestleMania last year, he tried to have both Usos on his shoulders, and he tried to do that front lunge into a sort of half squat, and then come back up again, and then his knee just went and just shattered, and sort of left him on the shelf for nearly a year. And when Boogs came back, is that kind of thing that creative doesn't really have anything for you kind of thing. And then he just did nothing in the company before they released him. So...
See, you can see that coming 6 months away. You can just see if they don't have anything for you, they either leave you off TV or make you like invisible in a tag match. You can see that coming. So, but he had to expect this. He had to.
What did you think? Because you've been watching SmackDown for the last, 18 months fairly intently. Did you have any opinion on Boogs being the hype man, guitar man for Shinsuke Nakamura?
Well, first of all, I didn't like the song. I didn't like that because, and they wouldn't change it. He's a musician. He can play guitar. So they could have easily, and that was Nakamura's theme song. But again, they need to change that up to keep my attention. And he didn't do anything. Nakamura would go to the ring and do it. But he did nothing to garner my interest any more than where it was.
I'll give you the quote again in 1 second. I'm going to throw something at you here. So, in my opinion, for whatever
I'm dodging. Yeah.
Whatever that's worth. You've got a bodybuilder, legit amateur wrestling career.
Yep.
Plays guitar. Football player.
Yeah.
Plays guitar.
Yep.
But as far as his character goes, bodybuilder, amateur wrestler. He wears the singlet. He looks like an amateur wrestler and bodybuilder. Then plays the guitar. There's something just completely incongruous. I know you like that word. About that. It just doesn't mesh right. It just looks wrong. So he's out there in his singlet playing guitar, and I sort of never got that. Elias looked right playing the guitar. Max Payne, I can't remember. Man Mountain Rock. He looked great playing the guitar. He looked like the type. But for Boogs, yes, he can do it. But just because he could do it, should that have been part of his character? Because it looked wrong to my eye.
He got released, didn't he?
Yeah, fair enough.
And everybody else had the same opinion on him. Not everybody else, but some people liked it. But does he have that mass appeal? He didn't have it. I hate to tell him that. Hell, I didn't release him. The company did. But before the company released him, the people released him. Because you know how they judge how over you are?
By the crowd?
I've told you this before. Well, that's one thing. Guess what else?
Ratings?
Gimmicks.
Uh-huh.
They get all those numbers back from the gimmick tables. Oh, LA Knight is doing, wow, he's right behind Cena. And all of a sudden, LA Knight, I like him. I've known him a long time. I like him. I actually like his whole deal. But if he wasn't selling gimmicks, they just overlook him. They would. And LA Knight, you can't say that he is definitely one of the top wrestlers or performers in his in-ring work in the company. No, he's not. But he's got that mysterious feel to him that people gravitate to, and they like him. So, and I was thinking on SmackDown the other night when they was beating the shit out of damn Cena, I kept waiting for LA Knight to hit the ring. But he caught COVID and he wasn't there. Unless it was for the COVID, he would have been in there, and that would have been the next evolution of LA Knight, making him a big star. He was like number 4 or number 3 on what we call the merchandise table, the gimmick table. And they look at that, they read it, and they pay attention to that. The numbers they do.
Mm-hmm.
So.
One more thing on Boogs, because I kept threatening to read this quote from, this is per Fightful anyway, on Vince McMahon's temporary removal from WWE. This is Boogs saying, I can say with 100% certainty that the removal of Vince McMahon killed my career. To a fan who claimed WWE is going after Vince's legacy and trying to take the testosterone out of WWE, Boogs said, I can't wait to give my opinion because it sounds like we're totally on the same page. So, to a fan who said his character wasn't very good, well, that's your opinion, which is all that business was. Opinions in politics, a lot of people tell me I was their favourite, mainly their kids' favourite, which is the way it should be considering it's PG show. Also, aside from my time with Vince, the character wasn't even given a chance, etc., etc. A couple more quotes. On the notion that he was released because he was too big. As funny as that sounds, you're not totally wrong. So apparently he may be released because he was too big, according to Boogs. And to a fan who says WW dropped the ball on him, pretty much everyone in the corporate side of the company agreed, which is why I was always the third-party guy doing commercials for Old Spice or Snickers, Mike's Hard Lemonade and Toyota. However, one person clearly has some weird grudge against me. Now, keep in mind that there's only one person who's going to fire you. I don't think that's true still, even with the merger, is Vince. Do you think he's maybe saying Nick Khan fired him and not Vince and wrestled control from Vince?
I think Triple H did it.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I don't think Khan has that much to do with the actual talent. I think he just handles what Triple H gives him. Now, what he said there is possibly true. When Vince got out of power, there went Boogs' power.
Yeah, but because he was 6 months, Vince is back, essentially, and he can stick his oar. He can stick his oar in the creative still, and he has.
He could, but I think they're trying to keep him out now because. And I heard Vince is going to sell all his stuff anyway. So what does it matter? But anyway, what he's saying is that Vince was his big sponsor. When Vince went out of power, so did Boogs' power. I agree with that. What else did he say? A grudge against him?
Yeah, do you think that's likely?
Conspiracy. That's a conspiracy theory. So we can be, let me think about this a minute. Yep, there's something to it. So, but that's the beauty of wrestling. Because you never get the truth. You'll get close to it. You'll get around it. But nobody's going to put Triple H under the oath where he lays his hand on the Bible and say, "Was it true, sir, that you had a hard on for Boogs?" But and you
Eric
never
Bugenhagen.
get that. But it made the news, and without news like that, guess what? We have nothing to talk about.
I know.
You know, you have all those dirt sheet writers, and they have nothing to write about, so they love this stuff.